Down 446 log. Today is tea time. I have some Twinings orange and cinnamon spice herbal tea, 100% original ingredients. I didn't put any sugar or anything inside my tea. Tastes bomb. So check this out. Today is story time. I have this story from Seattle, Washington. Check this shit out. I was on a block with my bud sack and a fucking aluminum can that I would smoke out of because I didn't have a pipe. So I was smoking. I went up near this homeless shelter to wait on this bus. There's a bus stop right next to the homeless shelter, and I was waiting on this bus. And I don't want to get stabbed or anything. Like all the time, I'm always trying to fucking not get stabbed and shit. So I'm like off on the side. I go like half a block down and I just chill on this brick wall. And some fat ass dude is out here and I'm smoking my bud and shit. And he comes up next to me. He sits next to me. He's like, "What are you smoking, dog?" I'm like, nothing, dude. I got all pissy because I hate homeless people and shit. I hate people that go to homeless shelters and shit. So I was like, nothing, dude. I'm fucking. He's like, "Oh shit. I'm just chilling. I'm just looking for somebody to smoke with." And I was like, "What do you got, dude?" And he's like, I got some clear. I was like, "Oh no shit, dog." And I got all nice after that. I was like, "Oh well, shit. I'm smoking some bud and shit. I'm smoking this fucking chronic out of this fucking aluminum can." And he's like, "No shit, no shit." I was like, "You want to hit?" I was like, he's like, "No, I'm good," and shit like that. So and anyways, I was like, "Yo, dude, smoke me out with that clear and shit." He's like, "All right, well, we gotta get something to smoke out of because I don't have anything to smoke out of." Because I asked him if he had a fucking loke, and he didn't have one. So I was like, "Okay, homie, you need some tinfoil at least." So he's like, "All right, let me go inside here and get some tinfoil and my shit, and I'm gonna come back out here and we'll smoke. I'll smoke you out." I was like, "Tight, dog, fucking sick with it," because I'm looking for a fucking fix and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm chilling and shit. I'm like, I'm always fucking negative. I'm always like, no way he's gonna come back. So anyways, I'm smoking my bud, waiting for this bus, and he fucking comes back out and he's got this fucking roll of tinfoil, not a roll, but like a ball of tinfoil. And I'm like, all right, dog, yeah, you got the tinfoil and shit. And he's like, he got a pen, he got a fucking tube to fucking smoke out of and everything. I was like, all right, where should we go to smoke this and shit? He's like, I don't really know, man. We could go in one of these alleys or something. I'm like, no, dude, fuck that shit. Let's go up to this fucking spot I know of. It's like 3 blocks away, and it's like 3 blocks off in the distance where we are, and it's all uphill. And this dude's like 40 something. And so we start walking up this 3 blocks, and this dude is getting all fucking tired and shit. And he's like, I gotta take a break, dude. And it's all uphill to this fucking freeway overpass. And this spot that I wanted to smoke at is right next to this freeway. And it's a chill ass spot with a fucking. It's next to these projects and shit. And it's got like a porch light and everything. We can fucking see what we're doing and shit. So I'm like, I know where to go and shit, dog. But he's got to take like 4 breaks on like 3 blocks. I'm like, all right, dog, that's cool. I'm all trying to be cool to him and shit because he's gonna smoke me out with some meth. You know what I'm saying, dog? So I'm like, no shit, no shit. Take a break, dog. Take a break. So we're chilling and shit. We're chilling and we go again. We start moving and shit. And he's limping and shit. We keep fucking going up this hill and shit. And we finally get to this fucking parking lot where this fucking spot is, and we sit by this heater. It's winter time in Seattle, so it's like 40 49 degrees out. And we're like, we can sit by this heater, dog. There's a light right here. And he's like, all right, dog. And the wind from the heater was blowing our lighter out and was too close to the street. He thought he wanted to be more like he wanted to be more like discreet and shit. So I was like, all right, whatever. Let's go to the other corner of this little project where there's another light and there's a fucking exit door, and it's not like an entrance, it's like an emergency exit, so nobody's ever there and shit. So we roll up to that spot and we sit down and shit. And the homie's like, I got this shit. This shit is so good. I'm like, no shit, no shit. Everybody's always saying that about their meth. They're like, I got the good shit. This shit's good. And I'm like, always getting like the same quality. And I'm always like, all right, all right, all right. But this dude's like, I got the fucking good shit. I got the good shit. I'm like, all right, all right. So he hits up this fucking tinfoil, rolls it out, just flattens it out, and he's like, all right, let's get on this shit. So he pulls out this like almost an 8 ball. I don't even know what an 8 ball is. It's like an ounce or something. He pulls out like almost an ounce, and he pours out a bunch of chunks out onto this tinfoil, and he's like, all right, here it is, dog. I'm like, all right, you want to go first? He's like, no, I'm good. Go ahead. And I'm like, shit, dog. Thank you so much. I'm like, all right, dude. So he lights it up and starts cracking it back and shit. And I'm like, all right, shit, dog. Check this shit out. I'm gonna fucking hit this. And I got the straw and shit. And I'm checking it out and it's melting down. It's getting all creamy and shit. And I fucking hit it. Like I'm starting to watch it. And he's the one melting it and shit because it's his shit. And I didn't want to fucking trip him out and shit. So he's the one burning it and shit. And I'm just going to hit it. So I'm sitting next to him. He's on the left of me, and I'm sitting next to him. And I'm like, all right. I'm like, I'm sorry. I start hitting this meth and shit. And he's like, keep hitting it, dog, keep hitting it. I took a fat ass hit and I held it in. People say it crystallizes in your lungs, meth, so you gotta like blow it out quick. But I always hold it in because like that's not true. Like you want to get high as fuck, you hold it in. So I'm holding it in and shit, and I blow it out. I'm like, damn, dog. I knew right away. I could tell it fucking hit me strong, dude. This shit was chronic. He was like, is that shit good or what, dog? I'm like, yeah, dude, no doubt, no doubt. I'm fucking hitting it and shit again, and I hit it like three more times and shit. And so I'm getting high as fuck. And he's like, no, I'm good, I'm good, I'm good. You just go ahead. So I keep hitting it by myself and shit. And he's like, all right, all right. So check this shit out. What are you doing, shit? I'm like, I just roll around Seattle and fucking ask old people for money, and I get bud sacks, and I go smoke on my fucking pop cans, and I get high as fuck, and look for meth and shit. I look for homies that smoke me out and shit. And he's like, oh no shit, dude, that's what's up. And he's like, well, I do sex. I'm like, I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, I let people pay me for sex. I was like, I grabbed my face and shit. I'm like, oh my god, dude, check it out. I'm not down for that shit. So I don't know like what you tripping on this shit, but like I'm not down for that shit, dog. He's like, no man, no man. I'm just smoking you out. I'm like, all right, tight dog, tight dog. I can't be doing sex and shit. He's like, no, I feel you, man. I feel you. He's just like, it's just so much dramatic these days. It's just like all I can do to make money is sex. I was like, I kind of paused. I started getting like uncomfortable and shit. I was like, I guess I feel you, dog. Like, whatever you got to do, that's tight, man. But I was like, you got some good ass meth and shit. And he's like, thank you, bro. I'm like, no doubt, no doubt. Thank you for smoking me out. He's like, for sure, bro. And so we almost get through like about half of this. I almost get through like half of this fucking shit. And we got a piece of tinfoil like this long, and he's got a line like this long on the fucking shit, and it's like this wide crack back, and it's like this long, and we're fucking chilling and shit. And I'm like, all right, dog. Well, shit, man. Thanks for smoking me out and shit. He's like, well, all right, well, I better go and shit. I gotta get back in the fucking homeless shelter before they close down and shit. It was like early in the night. It was like 9 or 10 or some shit. I was like, all right, well, thank you so much. And he's like, oh, I can't remember what I said. I was like, I was like, so can I keep this and shit? He's like, yeah, just keep this, dog. And so I kept the little pen tube, and I kept the fucking tinfoil, and I fucking folded the tinfoil up, put it in my pocket. I was high as fuck. I'm like, yeah, dog, thanks. You a fucking straight G, dog. Thank you so much. And I was like, straight up, dude, you a fucking homie, dog. And he's like, no doubt, man, no doubt. So I walked back with him and shit, and we got all the way back, and I was like, it was all downhill, so I didn't even really take a break after that. So I was like, all right, nice, dog. Well, peace out, homie, and shit. And I was like, all right, dog. And so I chilled all night, high as fuck, just fucking just rolling off this meth all night. I didn't even fucking come down all night, fucking riding buses, smoking bud, hitting people up for vodka and shit like that, just getting drunk. And I fucking ended up going to like the University of Washington's campus that morning when sunrise came up, and I went up into the fucking campus's fucking bathrooms, and I went inside the campus, went inside the bathrooms and finished that shit off and got high as fuck. And I was so high off that bud and stayed up all night and shit. I started passing out in a lobby, and eventually security came to me and fucking hit me up, and they're like, you got to get out of here. And I was all like pissy. I was ready to like stab him and shit. I was like, fuck you idiots and shit. I was like, fuck you fuckers are tripping. And I'm just chilling with these fucking homies and shit. I'm high as fuck. And so I finished that shit off, and when I was finishing it off, it like burnt red, like on the tinfoil. It was burning red on the tinfoil. Like the smoke was normal, but the color of the shit when it was finishing off was like red. This was the dankest meth I ever had. It was like burning off red. So if you see that shit, I guarantee you it's good. And if it's like your first time, just know it's good. You're not gonna get like that again. unless you get some good shit, you know what I'm saying? So like I hit it up and I got kicked off this campus and shit, and I fucking left and shit, and I fucking didn't have any more of that shit. But I was so high for like 3 or 4 days after that, dog. This was the best meth I ever had. So this is a little story from Seattle, Washington, North America. I'm chilling. I'm always down to get high. Thanks for watching. Follow my grow, follow my channel for these fucking hood stories and shit, and stay ill. Get a motherfucker wet, you know what I'm saying? EGB, that's my set. Peace out, motherfuckers.